Hey, what's up, guys? It's Cecily from Drive Girl Drive, and I'm here with my friend Kevin, the Appreneur. Appreneur.
It's not that difficult. It's entrepreneur, and you replace the E with app.
That's a really hard word for me to say, too.
Oh, well.
He knows his name, and you guys know him too. This guy's a dynamic vlogger. He has a really awesome channel. He talks about everything under the sun when it comes to rideshare. He gives us news, he gives us tips, he gives us funny videos. You're a rock star, and I'm really glad that you're a friend. And today we are collabing, of course, because everyone right now is talking about, is it worth it to drive for Uber and Lyft in 2017? I know Uberman talked about this. I think I forget the other kid's name, but a lot of folks are talking about it, and I just wanted to...
Yeah, has talked about this yet?
I don't know. I don't follow him. Anyway. Everyone's answering the question, is it worth driving for Uber and Lyft in 2017? And I just want to get your take on it, and I'm going to share my opinion.
It's complicated. Okay, it's complicated, but I'm going to lean towards maybe a few months, but not much beyond that.
Okay.
Because I know you haven't read the new terms of service, but the way that they have now put it in the terms of service, that basically we now agree to let them overcharge the passengers. So we're no longer they're still taking a 25% commission off the fare that we drive, but they might charge the customers more, and we agree to it. Now, the reason that bothers me so much is...
So who gets the fee?
Uber. Yeah, of course they get the fee, I mean. But
just making it plain for those who don't get it.
Yeah, Uber gets a fee on top of what little you're making already, and then they're charging for miles that you didn't drive. Now, of course, everyone gets screwed in that one. But the way they worded it, that concerns me, and I was telling my dad, because it's like, I think we just effectively let them say they can take away our surge and boost.
Yeah.
Because the way that that's worded... It's like they've been using algorithm to overcharge passengers based on what they think that particular passenger is willing to pay. What if they're doing the same with the drivers now, and they're figuring out like, hey, this person has been shown to consistently come out at 3 times surge. Now it's surging 5 times. What if they're like, hey, it's a 3.3 surge, but it's really a 5.2. And they keep that extra surge. And you know what? We agreed to let them do it.
Wow.
And that's why I'm concerned about that. And... of course, because we've agreed to it, because I have always been saying, and I've been telling people for months, guys, the prices will go up. They have to go up. You know, Uber is the only company I can think of that actually loses more money the longer it goes on, because they just keep drastically dropping the rates.
Right.
Well, now they've put it in black and white, plain English, where, hey, we're going to raise the prices, but we're not paying you more. And that is a line crossed.
Yeah. For
me. You know, what about people who like just accept every single ride? I assume that their algorithm will weed out the drivers like, hey, these drivers, they accept every ride regardless whether it's surging or not.
Right.
So that person could have a surge ride, and the algorithm will say, this person accepts every ride, don't give them the surge. So now that even puts me in a bind, because some of the videos, I know I haven't been doing it recently, guys, but I have made videos where I give people advice. This is how you work the system. This is how you make more money.
Right.
Uber's algorithm might make all that advice moot.
Or a situation where you're driving thinking you're going to make a certain amount of money, and they're going to charge the riders that amount of money. Is that what you're saying? Right. Okay. Like, you know, yeah. It's like class. I'm like, my brain's like this.
Yeah, I mean, because I know you haven't read the TOS, so I'm kind of trying to explain it to you. What's that line in Galaxy Class? Explain it like you would a child.
Well, explain it to me then.
Yeah. And so there's something illegal in America called shill bidding.
Okay.
And that includes auction houses and eBay.
Okay.
Where essentially you can put something up for sale and you put an auction. But what shill bidding is when that person who's selling the item has like a second person on the side bidding on the item without intentions of actually buying it. All they're doing is they're driving up the price.
Gotcha.
And that's illegal.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know why what Uber's doing isn't illegal, because what Uber is doing is they are calculating miles, the longest route possible to get to that destination, and charging the passenger based on those miles. And then they're knowing the driver will take a shorter distance. There will be extra money left over that they can just pocket. And whatever they did charge the passenger for, you get, but then Uber takes 25% from that.
Wow. That's crazy.
And when you have that in mind, and that's just the base fare, that's any ride whatsoever.
Right.
So
what if you do take the longest route?
If you take the longest route, and I've got a video of this coming up, guys. I've got proof of this.
Okay.
They will dock your pay. And if you do it too many times, they will kick you off the platform. Which you've now agreed to let them do that for that reason.
How do you even know if that's the right route or not? Are we all supposed to use the Uber app now?
We're all supposed to use the Uber app now.
For navigation?
For navigation.
Really? This is a part of the TOS as well?
They have what they have done is they now have they have their Uber thing, and every time they will push you to select the Uber map app.
Really?
Once you do, to my knowledge, and I have gone through the app.
Okay.
I could be wrong, folks. So if I am wrong, you can comment below and tell me I'm wrong.
Okay.
But they have made it so that once you select the Uber Maps app, you can't use Google Maps, you can't use Apple Maps, you can't use Waze.
Oh, wow.
You are stuck using the Uber Maps.
Wow. So if you accept the TOS, then it must reset everything.
Oh, you have to accept the TOS. They won't let you drive unless you accept the TOS.
But once you do that, it must reset your navigation choice.
I think it does.
What? Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to do a follow-up video. I haven't done that yet. I haven't worked on Uber in the past few weeks, and to be honest with you, it's just a lot of hassle for me. The Uber Eats app, for some people, I don't know if everyone has experienced this, is now telling you to deliver to the door. And we all know that I don't do that. So, and a lot of people don't do that. I ordered some food the other day, and it said the food would be delivered to your door. Now, I order Uber Eats all the time. This is the first time I ever was told that this would be delivered to the door. Huh? If you're coming to my door, I'm going to tip you. But if you come to my house and I come and get it, no.
Okay.
No. I find that that's fair, and that works for me. I don't expect tips if I meet you at the street. That's fine for me, because I'm going to get paid by Uber to bring it to you. Now, if I have to go to your door, climb upstairs, get the code and all that kind of stuff, I feel like I should get some kind of tip, because that's when I would tip someone. No one comes to my door, though. I let every driver know I'll meet you at the curb. I just assume that they may want to bring it to me, and I tell them I'll meet you at the curb. Text me when you're outside. Now, with this particular order, I didn't do it because it said the person will meet you at the door, and I went to call that person, and it didn't go to a phone number. And I wasn't able to text that person. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to as soon as it says, as soon as the app says this person's going to arrive, I'm just going to walk outside anyway. Funny, this person shows up, and I receive a text from a different number that says, your Uber Eats order is approaching. And I was like, that's funny. They just said that he was going to come to my door, and I got the text message. So I went outside, and I said, oh, I tried to call you and to let you know. And he goes, oh, well, I didn't get a call. So there must have been an error on Uber's end. I said, did you send me this text message, or did Uber do it? He goes, I sent it to you. He goes, I'm not getting out the car. And I was like, good for you. The more customers are told that you need to come to the door, you will be expected to get out of your car and to deliver to them, because they're going to argue with you. Okay. So in particular, don't want to work on that app, because I can make more money getting tips doing DoorDash and Caviar and other things. And DoorDash, actually, I make more money faster in DoorDash runs than I do doing anything. Yeah. And I love it. Like I have my video where I talk about that crazy stacked order, but I just don't accept that many stacked orders anymore. If someone were to ask me, is it worth it? I'd say it's only worth it to do it for a short amount of time. And if you're in a market where you get a nice bonus, I would say do it for the bonus. Do it for the first few months. You're going to get all the great incentives and guarantees and things that we all got when we first started. And do it for a summer project, for a vacation, for get yourself out of debt, whatever it is. And when it seems that the money's not coming as fast or as easy as it was before, decide then if you want to get out.
Yeah, I would follow up that, I tell people it's worth it if you have boosts and surge. Yeah. And the thing is, we live in areas where there's a lot of surge. Yeah. And I think most especially since, drivers have been quitting en masse because of this new terms of service. But the concerning thing, of course, is like, with the new terms of service is like when I say, hey, it's totally worth it if you work the surge. I don't know if you can effectively do that anymore. You can't trust Uber to pay you your surge anymore. Wow. They might keep it for themselves. Yeah. And basically Uber is doing this because they admit, yeah, we need cash, we need to get out of debt. And it's like, but you're getting out of debt by screwing people. I mean, that isn't even sustainable long-term business-wise. The only way to get out of debt is to have a sustainable business model. Right. I mean, I personally think, my crazy thought, sustainable business model, $2.25 a mile with Uber taking a 25% cut. No boost necessary, but let surge happen. figure out how to make that work. But the other thing that this kind of creates a problem for Uber, and I don't know if they realize this, is people are starting to realize they're getting overcharged for rides, and so they're switching over to Lyft. And
I know I have.
Yeah,
I go for Lyft when I'm riding around. I go for Lyft every time.
Yeah, and I'm doing a video. I tested out Lyft's upfront pricing and found out that they do not price gouge like Uber does.
And you got to compare the two. It's essential.
Right. And once people start realizing it, they're going to stop using Uber. So the only way Uber even makes money doing this is if people don't catch onto it. And they've already caught onto it.
They're starting to.
Yeah. One person got into my car and said, and this was like a 3.4 surge, and he was going 40 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
This is when it's worth it, by the way, folks. Yeah, so it was like a 40-mile ride, and he was on a 3.4 surge.
Mm-hmm.
He said, like, I'm paying like almost $400 for this ride. What are you getting? And I said, I'm probably going to get like $280.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, are you serious? It's like, yeah, I mean, maybe 300, but I think 280.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that was for an hour time, so some people are like, well, shoot, that's a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's not often.
Mm-hmm.
But he was asking, well, where's the extra $100 go? And I'm like, to Uber, I assume. And at the end of the trip, he like insisted on staying in the car until my payments reload, because he wanted to compare.
He wanted to. Oh, okay.
Which, by the way, I am not against this.
Yeah, me either.
I am not against this.
I let that happen every time.
It took like 8 minutes for the fare to finally show up, and there was a $117 difference that Uber had charged him that I did not get.
What? Wait a minute, that's what they got.
That's what they got.
Oh, okay.
So that's what he paid I was actually got paid a little bit. I made $307.
Okay.
That's and he paid $117 more than that.
Okay.
Now, at 25% commission, he should have only paid like $350 at most. So there's like an additional $60 to $70 in there that he paid Uber.
Really?
Because Uber had probably calculated me taking a different freeway or something.
Wow.
By the way, the guy gave me a $10 tip.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. Which, those are situations where I don't mind not getting tipped because I consider the surge to be a tip.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, he was pissed. He was so upset and, he got out of the car and he immediately tried to start calling Uber.
I know he did. Furious.
But rides like that are uncommon, and even I feel quite stifled, like, well, why don't I get some of that $60? So, and for a few months while you're still getting the surge, it might be worth it, but the more Uber tries to siphon the money, the more it becomes, no, I don't think it's worth it. I'm encouraging people to just stop driving. So for a few months, it might be worth it, but the more Uber siphons the money, I'm just encouraging people to stop driving and send Uber a very clear message. Right.
Well, I agree. I feel like there are a lot of services out there that we all should try, and I think that we were all ready for the tide to change, and if they're not ready to give us what we want, and it seems like they're trying to find more and more ways to take things from us, we all have choices, and I think that we should definitely seek other options.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Yeah, and by the way, folks, you don't need a union to strike against Uber. Just don't turn on the app. That's what the union would tell you to do. I'm scared
to turn mine on because this TOS sounds crazy.
It's very crazy. So
I haven't even got the email yet, though. You were notified via email, right?
I didn't get the email.
Oh.
So they actually sprung it on several people.
Okay.
Once the email went viral from a certain markets, I think they just did a sneak attack on the other markets and just didn't tell you so.
Okay.
They figure people wouldn't read the TOS anyway. So. All
right.
Anyway.
Thank you for being in this video and being so smart, because he explained a lot of things that I would not be able to explain to you. And definitely check out my friend, the Apptrepreneur. Did I do it? Yes! Kevin is what I know him as. But yeah, definitely check out his channel. He has a lot of great information. Subscribe, like all his stuff, because he deserves it and he's cool. And I also recorded a video with him on his channel as well, so look out for that and check that out. It was a lot of fun.
Yep, come to my channel.
Okay.
And subscribe to hers and flame responsibly.
Yeah, I gotta come up with something snazzy. Oh yeah, this is the shirt I designed. This is People versus Pizza. Which one do you prefer?
Pizza. But I'm autistic. So, and by the way, some people have asked, like, are you angry at Uber? And it's like, yes, you might say I'm an angry bird. I am never going to forgive you if you leave that.
I'm going to leave it. Oh, you bet. If you like this, give a thumbs up. And if you like that joke, you got to say something in the comments. That was hysterical. I never know what he's going to do. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
And
hey, how many drivers does Uber have?
Not right now, honey. We're taping.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, give us a few minutes, okay?
Yeah, just a few minutes.